The number 1 overall recruit in 2018 was Joey Epstein, an attackman from the Landon School in Maryland. Joey burst onto the college lacrosse scene as a freshman at Johns Hopkins with an amazing 73-point campaign that led him to be ranked as the 3rd-team USILA All-American. It's safe to say that Joey had an amazing freshman season and looked like he was going to become the next lacrosse superstar. However, 2020 was a little bit of a different story. Joey was named a co-captain, but injuries and COVID-19 halted Joey's season. He played in just 5 games, registering 5 goals and 5 assists. In 2021, the Blue Jays were under new leadership, with Joey hoping to bounce back under the tutelage of recent hire Peter Milliman. However, Joey's season once again did not go as planned, registering just 35 points in 13 games. 2022 was another tough year for Joey. His scoring did improve a bit, but it was still nowhere the amount of success that he had as a freshman. I think it's safe to say that although Joey was an amazing freshman, he hasn't quite lived up to the expectations as the number 1 recruit. But there's no one who's rooting for this guy harder than me, and I hope we see him bounce back. The number 2 overall recruit in 2018 was Bowen, a defenseman out of Boston College High School. Bowen has been one of the premier defensemen in all of college lacrosse. He started his career at UNC, redshirting as a freshman, and then spent the next 2 years tearing it up as a Tar Heel before transferring to Georgetown as a senior. Bowen continued his dominance, locking down elite attackmen while also putting up 8 points. He was awarded with honors of being a first-team USILA All-American in 2021 and 2022. With 1 year of eligibility left, Bowen will play in 2023 and projects as one of the top defensemen in the PLL draft class. As one of the best defenders in all of college lacrosse, I think it's pretty safe to say that Bowen has exceeded expectations even as a very highly ranked recruit. And next up at number 3, we have Quentin Buchman, a midfielder from Santa Margarita Catholic in California. Buchman completed his senior year at Notre Dame in 2022, spending all 4 years of eligibility with the Irish. Unfortunately, the injury bug plagued Buchman, who saw limited action as a freshman and sophomore. He played in just 4 games as a junior, scoring 2 goals on 7 shots. And Buchman's senior season was sadly much of the same story, playing in just 3 games and tallying 2 assists. It's pretty clear that Buchman did not live up to the hype as the number 3 recruit in the country, but I do think he could have had a solid career put together if he just didn't have the injury bug. And by the way, you can join 3,000 other lacrosse players and join the Lax Weekly email newsletter packed with tangible tips on how to become a better lacrosse player. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go subscribe now. And then coming in at number 4, we have Brett Makar, a defenseman from Yorktown, New York. And Makar has consistently been one of the best defensemen in the entire sport. A senior this past year at Maryland, Makar was instrumental in the national championship run. He has started every single game of his entire college career, proving how vital he is to Maryland's incredible success. He was named a 2nd-team USILA All-American in 2021, and then a 1st-team All-American as a senior. Makar's list of accolades goes on, and it's clear that he may be the best defenseman in all of college lacrosse, or at least a close second to the aforementioned Bowen. As one of the top-ranked defensemen in his class, Makar still absolutely exceeded expectations, and we will certainly see his name in lacrosse for years to come. Then at number 5, we have Jeff Connor, a 2-way midfielder from Strathaven High School in Pennsylvania. From the moment that Connor arrived at UVA, Coach Lars Tiffany spoke very highly of him. Seeing immediate action as a freshman, Connor was able to contribute on a national championship-winning Cavaliers team. And in the shortened COVID year, Connor continued to produce, performing better throughout another national championship run. As a senior in 2022, Connor was able to be a true 2-way midfielder while also breaking out as a true scoring threat, registering 43 points. While not the career that a number 5 high school recruit would hope to have, Jeff Connor was still a major contributor to some national championship teams. But to me, I think he still performed below expectations as the number 5 recruit. And now at number 6, we have Jacob Kelly, an attackman committed to North Carolina out of Calvert Hall in Baltimore. As a freshman, the 5'9" scorer tallied 17 points while starting all 15 games for the Tar Heels. Kelly's performance picked up a bit as a junior in 2021, partly due to the addition of one of the best players in the country, Chris Gray. He registered 31 points that season before a 35-point senior campaign. Kelly will be spending his grad year at Georgetown, and I'm very curious to see how he produces alongside the likes of Graham Bundy Jr. and Tucker Dordovic. It seems like getting the best talent around him only makes him better, and I'm confident saying that he should have a phenomenal 2023 campaign. As for now though, I'll have to say that Kelly performed below expectations as the number 6 recruit in this class. Then at number 7, we have Zinn, a 2-way midfielder headed to Johns Hopkins. Zinn, from Staples High School in Connecticut, didn't see a ton of action in his 3 years at Hopkins, but found his role as a Swiss Army knife type midfielder, getting ground balls on faceoffs, scoring some goals, and playing some shifts at short stick D midi. At UVA in 2022, his role was much of the same as a Zach Currier-esque midfielder. He scored 13 points and had 7 ground balls. While he was definitely a solid player and contributed to his teams, we're gonna have to say that he performed below expectations. Now coming in at number 8, we have Wilson Stevenson, an LSM from the Brunswick School in Connecticut. Steven played 16 games as a freshman and caused 8 turnovers while scooping up 15 ground balls. Recovering from a nasty injury, he didn't play in 2020. Then when he came back, he played in less games than his freshman year, and his production dipped a bit, but skyrocketed as a senior. He registered 19 caused turnovers and corralled 40 ground balls while having his best year yet. Stevenson will come back in 2023 as a grad student and looks to become an All-American for the first time in his career. Currently, I would say Wilson performed just below expectations, just considering that he was the 3rd ranked poll in this class. But a big 2023 season could definitely change my mind, and we're all definitely rooting for him. Next up, we have Chase Scanlan, who was the number 9 recruit in the 2018 class. Scanlan played his freshman year at Loyola alongside legendary Pat Spencer. Tallying up 58 points as a freshman, he was named a second-team USILA All-American. The phenomenal season drew Scanlan some interest from some bigger-name schools, and he decided to transfer to Syracuse. Scanlan was on the Twarton watch list before COVID-19 cut his sophomore campaign short. Then in 2021, Scanlan's world fell apart. He was still succeeding on the field, but his troubles off of it led to him being dismissed from the Syracuse team, and he has yet to play another college lacrosse game again. It's tough to evaluate his lacrosse career because on the field he was solid, but his troubles off the field make me say that he performed below expectation, and he only played 31 games in college. And at number 10, we have Isaiah Dawson, a midfielder from the Bishop School in California, headed to Harvard. Dawson was a very athletic midfielder and played in 13 games as a freshman. He put up 8 points, 6 ground balls, and 1 caused turnover. His sophomore year was nothing to write home about, and he didn't play in 2021. As a junior in 2022, he saw some more action, but was about as productive as his freshman year. Dawson will still be at Harvard for his senior year in 2023, and I hope we finally get to see him put together a prosperous season. As for now, it's pretty clear that Dawson performed below expectations as a top 10 recruit, but I'm hoping that this season he can flip the script. We'll just have to see. But outside of the top 10, we had some guys in the 2018 class that really exceeded expectations after being ranked lower by Inside Lacrosse. Starting off, we have Matt Brandow, ranked number 17 in the recruiting class, who was a Twarton finalist in 2022. Brandow has been phenomenal for the Yale Bulldogs, accruing 189 points over his time there so far. Also, we have Sam Hanley, who is ranked the number 70 recruit in the entire class, and he is now one of the best players in the entire country at UPenn and is now trying to make a Team USA roster. He was also named a Twarton finalist this past year. And at number 88 was Zac Tucci, a Fogo who had a good career at UNC before starting multiple games at the X for the Water Dogs in the PLL this summer. And lastly, we have Petey Lasala, a face-off athlete at UVA. Lasala is one of the best Fogos in the country and was critical in UVA's national championship runs, and clearly performed above expectations as he was not even a top 100 recruit. This video is so much fun to make, and what do you think about this list? And also let me know down in the comments, what video should I make next? I'm Jake with Lax Weekly. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.